Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Claffee, and this is Sean Drosnock, and you're listening to the third episode of Broad Street Banter, where you hear everything sports. It has really been a lot going on lately in Philadelphia sports, and just generally a lot going on. So we're gonna tell you all about it, from the Eagles to the Sixers to the team that shall not be named at the moment. So let's go get on with it, Sean.
Yeah, John. The elephant in the room. We have to talk about it a little bit. You said the team that shall not be named, the Phillies, are out of the postseason. Red October is over. There's no Red November, and at the hands of the Diamondbacks, no less. Not a great team. Hasn't been to a World Series since 2001 with Randy Johnson. That's a while ago, John.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the outcome that we were hoping for, but it could have been worse, honestly. I mean, at least we didn't get swept
Like the Orioles.
in the DS or the wild card or the CS. So let's. Honestly,
There's a lot of teams that got swept too. The Dodgers got swept. The Orioles got swept. The Braves didn't get swept. We didn't sweep them. The Astros didn't sweep the Twins. The Twins got one game, I believe. But I mean, the Diamondbacks just rolled through the Dodgers. The Orioles got rolled through by the Rangers in the wild card round. I don't think there was a third game. I think everybody swept. Luckily, that was not the theme.
Yeah.
And my thing is, from a pure business standpoint, right, for the MLB, you go from what is possibly going to be like one of the most watched World Series of all time with Astros and Phillies, who have incredible fan bases, two of the best in baseball. Maybe the only one better than the Astros might be the Red Sox. I mean, that's a pretty solid fan base.
Braves are up there.
Braves are up there.
Dodgers.
Yankees are up there when they're good. The Yankees don't really care about their team when they're bad, but when they're good, they're pretty up there.
I feel like the Giants can have some pretty good fans.
Yeah, but like it was a rematch. It was high heat. It was good fan bases. Phillies, Astros, and now it's Rangers, Diamondbacks. Like, who's gonna watch that? Because I know for a fact
Rangers and Diamondbacks fans, Sean.
And that's it.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I think I like a lot of players playing, but overall, I think that I think the Diamondbacks they just outplayed us. I mean, I think we should personally trade Ranger Suarez over the offseason. I think he puts too many balls in play, and I just think that is not what we need for when we play a team like the Diamondbacks, who are great at getting those blue pits up the middle and just making solid contact. So they really kill a team who has a good, put ball in play pitcher like Ranger.
Yeah, and I mean, our pitchers, the one thing as I'm watching these games that stands out to me is they're not aggressive in their counts. Like, they go up, right? Somebody like Wheeler, somebody like Nola, somebody like our relievers, Alvarado, they'll go up in a count 0-1, right? First pitch strike. And then they throw a ball because they have a little room to play. Then they throw another ball. And they're not aggressive. When you get to 0-2, you don't throw a waste pitch. When you get to 0-2, that's when you want to punch them out. You want to keep the pedal to the metal. And we just do not do that. And that's why you get a lot of late at-bat hits against us. Because the 0-2 count turns into a 3-2 count, which goes from a 4-pitch at-bat, 3 or 4 pitch at-bat, to like an 8 or 9 pitch at-bat. So not only is it putting the team in jeopardy because you're getting runners on, you're getting a better chance to hit, but it's putting our pitchers in jeopardy because if you throw an inning with 10 pitches, your arm is pretty good. But if your inning quickly goes to 20, 25, 30 pitches, you only have 4 innings until you're done.
I mean, at most 4 innings. So let's talk about some of the free agents that are gonna the potential for the Phillies to get. There's Miguel Cabrera on the list, but obviously he's going to be retired, and his salary would be absolutely huge, $30 million for a 40.5-year-old. Of course...
40.5-year-old?
Yeah, that's 40 and a half years old, Sean. Of course, there's the big market, Shohei Ohtani. But do we think he's still going to be the $500 million man that he is? I don't think so, personally.
I believe Shohei Ohtani is still probably going to end up being one of the highest paid players
I think that's
in the
no
MLB.
doubt,
But probably the highest. But coming off of his injury, it's very possible that $500 million deal might be somewhat unachievable for him now.
yeah, I mean, other top options are Marcus Stroman,
Blake Snell's up there.
Joey Votto, Kershaw, Hyunjin Ryu.
Kershaw's just a little bit too old for me.
He's only 36.
But you saw it in the playoffs. Do you know what his postseason ERA was?
What was his postseason?
His postseason ERA was 162.
Wowzers.
Because he pitched one game in the NLDS, got ran through by the Diamondbacks, and let up 6 runs in the first inning. Didn't even finish the first inning either. His ERA was insane. Just literally insane. And after that kind of performance, and the year he had, obviously,
he had a solid year.
well, a down year for Clayton Kershaw isn't really a down year. It's still a solid year, but it's a down year for Clayton Kershaw. So you know that decline is starting to come. And that brings me to JT Realmuto. I think JT Realmuto might be on the decline. And me and John were talking about that this morning. We're pretty sold on the fact.
Get him out.
I don't want to say get him out like he's bad.
I'm
get
saying
him out. Who you got to get out is Craig Kimbrell. But like JT,
I think Craig, he had an all-star season until the Diamondbacks series, really. I think he's really been... I would like to see him back in Phillies uniform.
I don't know if you could pick up on the silence there for me, but that was supposed to signify I don't agree.
All right, so some other notable players, some of my favorite players, actually. Jock Peterson, big power bat.
But we don't need Jock
Cody Bellinger, and one of my personal favorite players who I really would like to see us go out and get, Josh Bell. Big switch hitting first baseman, a lot of power, had a great wild card series, had a great year overall. Obviously, he was traded to the Marlins at the deadline for Gene Segura and some cash considerations, I believe. And then obviously Gene Segura was let go. But
I have a scoop for you. The CBS of the top 25 free agents called the short version of the summary of Shohei Ohtani the most talented player in baseball history and soon to be the richest. That's a relatively bold claim.
No, I mean, he's the better Babe Ruth, honestly.
The most talented player in baseball history is not to be taken lightly, especially for a guy who's never been in a postseason. The most talented player in baseball history will find a way for his team to win, especially if he's a two-way player. He's involved in every game. He's probably the most involved player with his team in the league because he'll pitch 1 every 5 games, and he'll be on the mound all game, and he bats every single game.
Yeah, I mean, it's... As you said, I mean, he does make an impact. He hasn't been in the postseason yet, but I think that's also partly because of the situation he's being put in. So, Sean, let's each pick 3 guys we would really like to see the Phillies go out there and...
free agents or possibly could trade for?
Let's do free agents first, and then let's move into trades after that. So, I'm going to let you go
my
first.
free agents is easy. Shohei, Snell, Nola.
Well, Nola would be us resigning. What about
Yeah, but he's still a free agent.
Okay. Sure. I'll give you that.
Because I don't like any of the position players because we don't need position players right now. Our positions are fine. The only position I can see us going for is an outfielder.
DH possibly. Because if we get rid of Rojas, we
Because
can
here it is,
slide
right?
Marsh to center, and then
And then you have Schwarber as a DH.
Schwarber left. Or
Schwarber didn't leave?
that I know. He could be in left.
Oh, in left. But then
But that segues perfectly into who I was going to say. So I was going to say Shohei Ohtani, because I think that's
like
a given.
To see Shohei in a Phillies
but
uniform.
I have 3 other guys I think would make a good impact. Marcus Stroman, had a Cy Young level year. Obviously Blake Snell too. Jock Peterson, because he can be left field DH, whatever, he and Schwarber can alternate.
I thought he was a third baseman.
No, he's left field DH or right field, because you can kind of put them in either of them. And then Josh Bell, and then Jorge Soler.
That's 4.
Okay, well, that did not need to be. So I really like Jorge Soler. I think he's a great power bat. I think he had great year with the Marlins, as did Josh Bell. And
Josh Bell's a little bit too slow. I don't think we can afford to have another incredibly slow power hitter.
I would just love to get both of those Marlins boys. Marlins, I think, are my second team. I think it goes Phillies, Marlins, Dodgers for me.
How can you like a division team as your second team?
Because I'm Phillies first, There's also Julio Urias, Josh Hader. Julio Urias, not sure where he's going to really land after the controversy he's going through right now, which we are not allowed to talk about.
Soler?
Julio Urias. He's
happened?
going through a little trouble right now, which I'm not sure we're allowed to talk about on camera. Josh Hader's good. Teoscar Hernandez is great.
I don't even know what happened.
Okay, well then we can stop doing that. Sean Manaea is pretty good. Matt Chapman had the great first month. He won.
Chapman's aging a little bit too, isn't he?
30.
30? It's not.
Reese Hoskins is older than him.
It's crazy to me that Reese is in his 30s. Like, I remember his rookie season so well.
Randall Grichuk, good utility. Kike Hernandez, that's another guy I think I would like to see. But I think he is meant to be in Dodgers colors, because that's where he started his career. And then, he got shipped off to Boston. But I think that his heart always wanted him to play in LA. James Paxton's a good option. Kevin Kiermaier, Eddie Rosario. A lot of aging pitchers are on this list. Joe Kelly. Michael Lorenzen's a free agent. I hope we do not.
Lorenzen, I don't think was that good with us.
No.
Like, he had the no-no. I was at the no-no. But he had the no-no, the Lorenzen no-no. And I think after that, he was, horrible.
Yeah, I think we should let him go. Tommy Pham's a free agent, but he'll get re-signed after the.
You think by the Diamondbacks?
Matt Carpenter. We could get Matt Carpenter. I think he's aging, but he has had some really good tail-end career years. Harrison Bader is 29. He is a great outfield option, I think. Very good utility guy, good speed, great defense, fits right in with our program, and he's a solid hitter too. What do you think?
I'm so lost. You were just reading off the free agent names.
All right, well then let's go on to some guys we think would be good to trade for.
I think the only option, I'm not interested in hearing any others, hometown kid, Mike Trout.
Sort of hometown, but.
Well, I mean, he grew up a Phillies fan in the bank. He comes to the Eagles game.
Millville. So did Chas McCormick. Astros outfielder.
Yeah, but the only difference between those two players is Mike Trout's good.
Chas McCormick's good.
Chas McCormick. Okay. Mike Trout, I don't know if anybody remembers this. Mike Trout kind of fell off the face of the earth. But in the 2019, 2020 seasons, in that time, Mike Trout, everybody was saying he's the best baseball player ever.
He was MVP, correct?
People really thought Mike Trout was going to be the best baseball player ever. That's how good he was. And he still is. How old is Trout? 33, 34?
He's not that old. I don't think. Did Juan Soto ever get an MVP?
I don't think so. Juan Soto did get... Mike Trout is 32 years old. But Juan Soto got the the home run derby champion in 2022.
Him and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I think we should trade for Vlad Jr. He had a little bit of down years, so his
and
the Phillies front
could use
office.
a first baseman.
What?
a first baseman would be nice. Because then you get Bryson right, Castellanos in left.
Martian center. And then
Yeah, and then
Schwarber, the
DH.
bench bat.
Schwarber what?
The bench bat.
Schwarber, if you're going to not start Schwarber, then you're not going to keep Schwarber. You're not going to keep a $20 million man on the bench.
I'd keep Rhys Hoskins for that much on the bench.
Well, then you're crazy. You're not paying a bench player $20 million. Like, that's a solid, high-paying MLB contract. You're not keeping a bench man on the bench all year for $20 million. And Kyle Schwarber is not a bench man. But let's talk about JT real quick. We kind of talked about it, but not much.
Trade him.
JT had a down year, and everybody knows it. He was not playing the exact quality that he's been playing his whole career to, make his name for one of the best catchers in the past 10 years.
Yeah, I mean...
JT had a down year. We all know it. His fielding's still good, but his bat was not as good. And I think JT is going to continue on his decline. And I think you will get more value for him now than you will at the end of next season when you're going to end up trading for him anyway. Trading him away anyway. And Stubby is a solid catcher. Like, his bat might not be as good as JT.
He's one of the lowest pop times in the league.
Stubbs?
Yep.
He is the second highest.
For pop time, you want low.
Oh, I was thinking ranked. Okay, my bad. He is the second best pop time, is what I was thinking of. He's the second best pop time in the league behind JT. So he might be losing a good bat, and he might be losing some clutch.
Are we calling JT a good bat? He's been awful.
He's been better than Stubby will be. I mean, Stubby's not going to hit 260 with, 20 home runs. Stubby's not going to be that quality. Because that's a bad year for JT, but that's not a bad year for most catchers. Because catchers typically aren't great hitters. Like, you take Carlos Ruiz, he's probably one of the best catchers in Phillies history. He couldn't hit anything.
So some of the catcher free agents, Yasmani Grandal, Mitch Garver, Martin Maldonado, Francisco Mejia, Gary Sanchez. Did you know Gary Sanchez is only 31 years old?
Oh, actually, I thought he was like 38.
I know. So I think it's about time we start talking about the Eagles.
Hold on, real quick. JT batted 250 with 20 home runs. You're not going to get that from... I mean, that's like... If you look at the rest of his stats, he's not that far... I'm actually kind of convincing myself the other way. He's not that far off par. He had a 240 year. That was his rookie year, though. In 2016, he batted 303 with 11 home runs.
That's when we traded for him.
No, we traded for him in 2019. Since he came to us, he had 275, 266, 263, 276 with a solid... His first years with us, not that much power. 9 home runs, 4 home runs. But then kind of picked it up, 13, 21, 16. So he's not a crazy... Oh, excuse me. That was wrong. He's been power pretty consistently. 25, 11, 17, 22, 20. He's been a pretty solid bat. And he's probably been one of the best catcher bats.
Yeah, I mean, overall, probably up there. But, I still think he's been, less good.
Yeah, he's definitely on the decline. And I see some sense in trading him, definitely, because you'll get more value. But as I'm looking at the stats, he's not really that far off par. And, he had a really down year in 2021. He batted 260 with 17 home runs. And he came back and batted 276 with 23 home runs. So he's a bounce back kind of guy. In 2015, he was 259, came back and hit 303.
Yeah, I think he's, he'll have a bounce back, but I don't think it'll be as big as the Phillies would want. So let's start talking about the Eagles. Obviously, much needed win against the Dolphins on Sunday. A late game, 8-something o'clock.
Very late game.
And it was at the Link. And
we were fortunate enough to have off that Monday, or else that Monday morning might have been a little rough.
Like after the Phillies game.
Like this morning was. Not only were we up late, but at least with the Eagles, we got to go to bed with a win.
Yeah.
The Phillies, we were not that fortunate.
I fell asleep in the 7th inning.
And you're probably happy you did.
I woke up. I said, "Hey, Dad, who won the game?" He goes, "Not the Phillies."
And then you cried yourself to sleep.
And then no, that was this morning. And then I did not get out of bed. And I missed my bus.
Did you actually?
Kind of. Why are we talking about this? So, Eagles, good game overall. I think it was closer to what the standards were from last year. But the big news is yesterday, or 2 days ago, Monday,
A Friday.
Eagles, was it?
Because we were in school, you told me. Yeah, it was
Why
Friday.
didn't he play? Big news, Eagles traded for the ranked 3rd best safety in the league, Kevin Byard, from the Titans. And
We traded away Terrell Edmonds, our current safety.
Good. Get
And
rid of him.
a 5th and 6th round pick for next year.
That's pretty...
I'd say that's I like Terrell Edmonds. I think he has a good personality. I think he fits well with the team. And I think while he hasn't played that great, he's made some key moments, and he's done kind of what you can expect out of someone of his caliber.
Yeah.
But he definitely is not anywhere near Kevin Byard's standard. And the last time the Titans played the Cowboys, Kevin Byard got an interception, and he ran out to the Dallas Star and stood in the middle. So I think he'll fit in just well with the Philly fans.
Hometown kid.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think he'll have great couple of years with the Eagles. It could be the Phillies because we are in Philadelphia. So let's take a look at the Commanders game coming up. Of course, the Eagles are playing in it because why would anyone talk about the Commanders unless it was the Eagles with them playing against them? So I think this is going to be a win. I don't think it's going to be like a Sam Howell revenge game. But I think,
Sam Howell flu game.
I don't think Jahan Dotson is a viable wide receiver 2 option on a team. Or is it like Curtis?
Jahan Dotson is a relatively local kid. He grew up in Nazareth.
Penn State.
Yeah, but he grew up
We are.
here too. We are not as good as Ohio State.
That's true. You know who plays for Ohio State?
Who?
Kyle McCord and Marvin Harrison Jr.
And where did they go to school, John?
What?
Where did they go to school?
They went to the Prep and the Ohio State University. Best wide receiver in college football.
They're thinking he's going to go 2 overall to the Bears.
I sure hope not, and I sure hope that the Eagles trade up and get him.
It would be a waste of resources to trade up for him. Because
Trade
yes, he's a
Devontae
local
Smith.
kid, but in what world, with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Julio Jones, and Olamide Zaccheaus, and Quez Watkins, do you need another stud
wide
receiver?
receiver 3 there.
What?
Quezzy is the wide receiver 3.
Over Julio?
Oh, yeah.
I would disagree. I think Julio's only 34. For those of you who think Julio's an absolute fossil, Julio Jones is 34 years old. Claffee is waving goodbye to him right now.
That was not what I was doing, but okay.
Julio Jones is 34 years old. He's not that old, and he's played with AJ before.
Not well, but they've played together before.
But I think Julio's still going to have a decent impact on our team, and I think he's still going to take that wide receiver 3 spot until he hurts himself, because yes, he's only 34, but yes, he also is a fossil.
He's also 34.
Yes, he's only 34, but he is 34.
So it's he's old enough where he can do some good damage to himself. But I think Commanders game, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be,
You think the Eagles have a blowout on their hands?
As usual. I mean, it's the
I
Commanders.
mean, as usual though, last Commanders game went into OT.
Also, Jalen Hurts did not play.
Well, he played.
Oh, he did? Oh.
Yeah, earlier this season.
Oh, yes. My apologies. I was talking about last year.
No, this season. I mean, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
We sweep the Commanders. It's that easy. It's too easy. That is the great.
Who do you think's going to be the standout player? Because Darius
Kevin
Slay.
Byard.
Kevin Byard?
Kevin Byard.
Kevin Byard.
Kevin
Darius Slay had a great game. against the Dolphins.
Pick six.
And John, I don't know if you recall, in the last Brushy Banter episode, I said the Eagles were going to win the Dolphins game. And do you know why I said the Eagles were going to win the Dolphins game?
Because I said that they weren't.
No, because the Kelly green jerseys were coming back. And boy, did they look good. They were clean. They looked amazing on Hurts, Brown, and especially Devontae Smith was rocking the Kelly green. Julio Jones wearing number 80. I don't know why.
Channeling his inner Jerry Rice. Maybe. Perhaps.
I'm trying to think of a bad player that wore number 80, but he might be channeling that guy.
No, he's channeling Jerry Rice. Let's think positive thoughts about our new...
Think positive thoughts when you were just talking about how bad Julio Jones is?
I do not recall that, but okay.
Everybody listening, I definitely do. But Byard, do you think is going to be your standout guy against the Commanders?
Byard or Julio?
Julio. I thought you said he played so bad in Tennessee, and he's washed. And he's not a good 3, and he's not going to play because Quez Watkins is going to take his spot.
Quez Watkins is still in the spot until Julio proves that he's over him.
Quez Watkins is hurt. Quez Watkins is not in the spot.
Alrighty. Yep, so I think it's going to be a win.
So let's talk about some harder predictions we can make so we can look back and say if we're right. Do you think Julio Jones is going to score a touchdown?
Yeah, I think he will.
Julio Jones is going to score a touchdown?
I wanted him to get one in the Kelly Green, but, that did
Do you
not
think
happen.
Devontae Smith is going to have 100 rushing yards or more?
Devontae Smith?
Oh, excuse me. DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift. I think he will.
He started off the year with a bang. Had 370 yards in 3 games or something
He
like that.
still has been having a good thing.
Yeah, he's been producing just as well, in terms of yards per carry. Every time they give the ball to Swift, I know for a fact he's getting 4 or 5 yards. He's just that productive. And Kenny Gainwell, another running back not to sneeze at, in the Kelly Green against the Dolphins, he had the nastiest double spin move you will ever see in your life to get a touchdown. That was incredible. He got hit in his shoulder, spun off the tackle, used his hand to keep himself alive, and before regaining his balance, he spun again to get into the end zone.
Are we sure that the spin wasn't just him falling down in a circular?
No, because he stood up he was standing the whole time. It was a spin. It was pretty crazy. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen from a running back. Aside from maybe the DeAndre Swift hurdle in week 3. That was pretty cool looking.
I've seen some pretty cool things from Caddy Phillips.
Seen Phillips for us.
For the prep football team.
Excuse me, yeah. I don't know if I've seen... Our running backs are impressive, the prep football, but I don't know...
5 running backs, especially Kion Billups.
There's a lot of depth, but I don't know if any single one of them stands out in terms of, wow, that's a highlight play, wow, he's always on the highlight reel.
Caddy
Hasn't gotten many carries this year.
So let's talk about the Sixers.
Sixers regular season starting tomorrow at 7:30 against the Bucks.
At the Fiserv Forum.
Harden will not come with the team for that game. Harden will not be playing in our first 2 away games.
Yes, won't he? Because I thought, he's practicing with them.
James Harden will not travel for the first 2 games.
Shucks. But,
Is he hurt?
No, he just doesn't want to play. Because he's being a diva.
I think it's time for Harden maybe it's time for Harden to go.
I think that we need... No, because all we're going to get for him is just, some Clippers bums. And I don't want Clippers bums. I wanted Damian Lillard.
Can you imagine if it was the Clippers, Russ, Harden, and Kawhi, 5 years too late?
They were never a thing. It was Russ, Harden, and
yeah, but
KD.
they're all 5 good players. Just 5 years too late. 3 good players.
There's also Ivica Zubac.
Who?
Ivica Zubac.
I don't know that much NBA guys. I do know the Sixers are losing in Game 6 of the second round to the Boston Celtics again. That's my call. Game 6 in the second round.
We'll make it to the conference finals.
No, we won't.
Depends who we trade Harden for.
It's a second round curse.
Depends who we trade Harden for.
you're not going to trade Harden for anyone good. I mean, Harden has lost his
Matthew
value.
Dellavedova.
The Flyers, real quick, the Flyers don't know that much about hockey, don't watch that much hockey, but I do know the Flyers right now are third in their division.
No, that's you can stop the fake news. We know it's. Just tell us we're like 0-9. It's
6-3.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I am putting down the microphone because this is.
They are 6-3
Jeez
on the year.
Louise.
They are third in the Metropolitan Division behind the Devils and the Rangers.
The Metropolitan Division?
They should be in second. I don't know why they're not. Oh, excuse me. They're 3-2. I read that wrong. They are not 6-3. It was. I don't know why it says it like that. It has games played, then wins, then losses. So it was 6 games played. That doesn't even make sense because they. All right.
There might have been a draw.
Yeah, this makes no sense. 6 games played, 3 wins, 2 losses.
I thought you. Okay.
That's ridiculous. But they are in third in the division. Not lying about that. The Devils and the Rangers are ahead of them. I don't know if the luck will run out or not. The Flyers are not that good in the past couple of years, but I'm hoping if the Phillies can't get it done, if the Sixers can't get it done, and if the Eagles can't get it done, maybe the Flyers can. Give Philly a little bit of hope.
Definitely are not going to get done, but it's okay. It'll be all right. We'll live. We'll live to see another Flyers Stanley Cup.
In 2017, the Flyers made a World of Stanley Cup run. It was the same year the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
But they didn't win, did they?
No, but they were there. They were close. That's kind of become the story for the
Claude Giroux.
That's kind of become the story for Philadelphia. We're always real close.
2017 was our year. That was the big one. The Super Bowl.
Last year might have been the best year in Philly sports history.
You have to factor in the Flyers.
Yeah, but you also factor in the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Lost.
Okay, but we're still in the Super Bowl. The Phillies in the World Series. The Union in the championship.
Lost.
Yes, they all lost, but yes, they were all there. That's better than you can say for the Baltimore teams.
For the what teams?
For all the other teams.
Wow.
Like, I always say to the people who say to me, they're always like, oh, the Phillies lost in the World Series, haha. Like, your team had fun watching us on their TV.
In Cancun.
In Cancun.
Playing the Cancun AL Divisional Series.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on with the Sixers. I don't know how confident I am in them this season. Especially
We'll make it to the third round.
I think it's so funny that Embiid got his MVP on a season that wasn't even his best. Like last year was not his best season.
Everyone else played down, and he played down. He didn't deserve it, honestly.
Who did?
What?
Who did?
No, but okay.
Who deserved the MVP? You think Jokic?
Honestly, probably Giannis. I would have given it to Giannis. I like Giannis. I think it would either.
I think Giannis is a little bit overrated because people look at his physical stature, and I think more from a basketball standpoint, he's not as versatile as everybody thinks. Everybody calls him versatile, like he's not really versatile. I think they'll be really good with Dame this year. I think Dame is going to have a very direct impact on the Bucks. I think he's going to help them win the championship. And I think they're going to knock us out of the playoffs, not the Celtics. The Bucks.
I think we'll beat the Bucks in the playoffs, but I think
You think
Giannis.
we're going to beat Dame and Giannis?
Yes, 'cause even though Giannis is truly do-it-all, he has been working on his shooting, which has been honestly his only weakness. He stretches the floor because he can shoot a little
Can
bit.
he go across the floor in 4 strides?
3, I think, actually, because he does the
He can
tactic
carry?
like throwing the ball in front of him,
Oh,
grabbing it, throwing it in front of him.
No, but strides, not dribbles, like his feet.
I know. He does a fantastic job of it. Honestly, and then he can dunk, he can lay up, he can play make like nobody else can.
Can't shoot foul shots.
He's a pretty solid foul shooter, not as good as some people want him to be, but he's working on it. Um, Honestly, that's why I think LeBron's the GOAT, because I like players like what Giannis is. He's a do-it-all guy, but I think LeBron does it all just better. I mean,
LeBron could probably play any position on the floor except center.
he could play center. He's tall enough, and he's
I
great at
only
defense.
don't know if he could, just because he's 6'8", and he's not like big and bulky enough.
PJ Tucker played center.
PJ Tucker's like 6'10".
He's not that big. He's like 6'9".
So why do you think LeBron's the GOAT?
Because he can do it all. He's top 10 in 3-pointers made, top 10 in assists. Honestly, PJ Tucker is 6'5".
He played center? Are you sure?
Yeah. It was him or Eric Gordon, and Eric Gordon is 6'4". On the Rockets, they played center.
Didn't they have Clint Capella?
This is when they were playing small ball.
Uh,
So I think LeBron, honestly, he's the GOAT because he could stretch the floor. It's just the dominance is there, the rings are there, the MVPs are there. I think he could go to any team and instantly make them a contender.
my only defense for that, and again, I'm not your basketball expert.
Like I am.
My only defense for that is 6 for 6.
6 for 6.
Michael Jordan, 6 for 6 in the finals. Michael
LeBron
Jordan
has never gotten out in anything except the first round. He has never gotten out in the first round, and whenever he has made the playoffs every single year of his career, and he has always made it to at least the second round.
Yeah, but he doesn't win in the finals though.
I think 4 rings begs to differ.
3, I thought.
Because Curry tied. I think Curry has 4. I think. Just correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm checking right now. Yep, 4
4
rings.
rings.
I was wrong.
Lakers
for sure.
bubble 2020.
But the problem is his consistency.
His consistency has been the best in.
I'm talking
NBA
about his
history.
finals purely. He's 4 for 10 in the finals. Jordan's 6 for 6.
Jordan didn't make 10 finals.
Jordan also didn't play for as long.
That's true. That's another thing. LeBron's longevity. Came in the league as 18 years old. This will be his 20th NBA season.
So yes, LeBron does have longevity, but he still needed those many extra years to pass Michael Jordan in all those stats.
So do you think Michael Jordan's the GOAT?
I do, because Michael Jordan played 15 seasons, and LeBron played 21. So of course LeBron's gonna have better stats because he played 6 more years.
So wait, but let's look at this. LeBron didn't make it to the finals last year. The year before, he got the Disney one, which is still a real ring.
I don't know.
It may have been slightly easier because of no fans, but unlike baseball or football, it doesn't really have much difference in basketball because you can kind of zone in and lock in.
And you can't in other sports?
No, not really, because when you're calling plays in,
What if you got to call out screens, or if you have to call out,
you can point.
You can point? You can't use signs as a catcher in baseball?
When you're on, I'm not saying that. When you're trying to focus in baseball, it doesn't really work. Or in football, because you can't when you can't hear yourself think, it affects you.
But it doesn't in basketball?
It doesn't, because as a basketball player, I can tell you, once you are in the game and you are locked in, you can't hear anything. You can't it's just different. I don't know how to put it.
So you're saying you can lock in basketball, but it's impossible to lock in
It's harder
football?
to lock it in other sports. I'll put it that way.
I don't get what your angle is, but we'll move on. I don't understand. But the GOAT debate to me is just because Jordan still arguably has just as good stats. I wouldn't say better anymore because I used to say just as good, if not better. But he has like very, very, very solid stats. Definitely top 3. And he played 6 less years than LeBron has. Is this the start of LeBron's 22nd or 21st season? I think it's the start of his 21st.
This is the start of his 20th. I believe. It might be 21st.
Yeah, I think it's 21st.
But here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up the stats from each of these two. Basketball reference stats. And we're going to look at their career
Stats.
So, Michael Jordan's obviously in the Hall of Fame. LeBron will be. It's not really a
Well,
big...
yeah, I mean, they'll both be first ballot Hall of Famers, no
It's
doubt.
not... He's, yeah. 14-time All-Star for MJ. LeBron is a 19-time All-Star.
I bet you Jordan would have been a 19-time All-Star if he played 21 years.
But he didn't. So, Jordan was a 5-time most valuable player. LeBron is a 4-time MVP.
And
Michael
he
Jordan
played
is
6 more years.
Michael Jordan is a... Hold on. Let me look. 6-time Finals MVP. LeBron is 4 times. Each of them, every year they were in the finals. They got it.
Not every year they were in the finals. Every year
time.
they won the finals. That's the key part. LeBron was in the finals 10 times, but he only won it 4.
Okay.
Michael Jordan
6 to
had
4
more
rings.
rings in less attempts.
So Michael Jordan played 1,072 games. His averages were 30.1 points per game.
Pretty solid.
5.3 assists per game. That's lower than you would want it to be. And then 49.7 field goal percentage. Those are like the key stats. 83.5 free throw and 32.7 field or three-pointer.
That 3-point also wasn't as big of a piece of the game then as it was now. I mean, the 3-point line was also new. I mean, the three-pointer is like essential. You have people that are like 7'4". You have Victor Wembanyama and Nikola Jokic throwing up 3-pointers, where Shaq couldn't even make a 10-footer. Like, it's a different game. So 3-pointers, I don't know.
Okay. So LeBron, 1,422 games played. 27.2 points per game. That's less than Jordan on that category. Okay. 7.3 assists, 2 more than Jordan. 50.5 field goal percentage, more than Jordan. LeBron's 34.4 3-point field goal percentage, more.
Again, the 3-pointers.
Free throw percentage is 73.5, lower. But still, overall, LeBron, he has the most.
Also, LeBron, you said 1,400 something games, right?
1,422.
And what was Jordan again? 1,100?
1,072.
So LeBron only played 400 more games, yet he's played 6 more seasons. So that shows you that LeBron actually hasn't, because Jordan didn't miss as many games as LeBron does.
Okay. And then here's another thing. LeBron's positions: small forward, power forward, point guard, center, and shooting guard. Really showing he's the do-it-all guy here. Whereas Jordan's is shooting guard and small forward. But I think it's about time to wrap it up.
We have to do our Week 8 NFL picks.
Yes.
Well,
Sorry, guys. This turned into a little bit of a GOAT debate, but
I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing about the GOAT debate. Now, I know I am.
I could go on all day.
I know you could. We're pulling up the NFL Week 8 picks right now. John, who do you think is going to win? We can start off Thursday night. Is the Bucks at the Bills?
Ooh, that'll be a Bucks at Bills.
Yes.
Oh, is there anyone out notably for Buffalo?
I do not believe so.
Okay, well then, it's gotta be Buffalo.
Yeah, I think Buffalo too. I don't think it's as close.
8:15. Jeez.
What?
It's at 8:15 p.m.
Yeah, it's a late one. You got the New York, the Subway series, not series, but Jets, Giants. I was gonna say at New York, but same stadium.
At the Giants.
The Giants technically have home field advantage, but that doesn't matter for the coin except for the coin toss.
I'm taking the Jets.
The Jets.
Taking the Jets. Better team overall.
I'm taking the Giants because I think Saquon's gonna cook. Jags.
Saquon is out for the season.
The season.
Maybe not the season. He
No,
was out for a while.
I thought he was out for like 3 weeks.
He had a very bad injury. He's coming back. I just didn't know it was this quick.
Jags and Steelers. The Steelers are a sneaky good team. 4-2.
I'm taking Jacksonville.
I'm taking Jacksonville because I actually really like Jacksonville. I have them in the AFC Championship. Like, I think the Jaguars are actually real contenders.
Wait. What?
I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are making the AFC Championship.
No.
And I think in the next 5 to 6 years, the Jaguars are going to be one of the powerhouses of the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, as they were a couple of years ago, but I don't think that
I think they're going to be like a dynasty with Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to get them to a Super Bowl. He's probably going to get them to 3 or 4 AFC championships. I think Trevor Lawrence is really good. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have a slept-on receiving core with Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and then Travis Etienne from the backfield, who's not a half-bad running back.
Who's their backup? Hubba Chubbard or Chubba Hubbard? Good rookie. Rams at Dallas. Let's say it on
Rams.
3.
Rams.
Dallas.
Rams. No, I hate Dallas with a passion.
Dallas will win.
Dallas is going to win.
All right, let's try this again. Minnesota at Green Bay on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Green
Minnesota.
Bay.
Moving on.
I think Green Bay because it's a division matchup, so you can't vote you can't think about it as you would with like Jacksonville and Steelers because that's just a pure team versus team. But there's like baggage here. Division matchups are always different, and especially the Vikings without Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still.
They're still the better team.
It's not prime time. Kirk Cousins.
It is October. Kirk Cousins. That's right. Falcons, Titans.
3, 2, 1. Falcons.
Yep, that's a pretty easy one. Bijan Robinson is going to cook just like he has been all season.
All right, New Orleans at Indianapolis. 3, 2, 1. Saints.
I had to think about that one a little bit. I don't know. I'd say Saints, probably.
Love the Saints.
Just because is Anthony Richardson still out? I believe
he's out for the rest of the season.
For what?
Rest of the season.
No, he's not. Where?
Yes, he is.
He's out for like 3 weeks.
He's getting surgery. He's out for the rest of the season.
Okay, I'll correct you on that later. Patriots, Dolphins at Miami. Dolphins, because the Patriots didn't beat the Dolphins in the first game they had, but they were close. I think
Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson's rookie season is finished, but he's on the road to recovery. Richardson underwent season-ending surgery Tuesday to repair his injured right shoulder. Colts owner Jim Irsay announced on social media on Tuesday.
Oh, my bad. I thought that was Tuesday yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. My bad. I think the Dolphins have that game in Miami.
Light for the Dolphins. Who did we not? Philly at Washington. 3, 2, 1. Philly. Right?
Yeah, obviously Eagles.
Houston at Carolina. 3, 2, 1.
Houston.
Carolina.
The 0-7 Panthers?
Yeah, they'll get their one. Oh, right.
That is the matchup of the 2 highest quarterbacks. And I think C.J. Stroud is by far the better quarterback.
I thought it was going number 1. But,
C.J. Stroud has definitely proven himself to be by far, bar none, the best rookie quarterback.
Anthony Richardson
is not as good, and he won't have the chance to because he's hurt.
Wait, but what about Mayo Coffee? Who was the guy supposed to go first round? Didn't go first round.
Will Levis?
Will Levis.
How did you get Mayo Coffee from Will Levis?
He puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
What?
Yeah, he puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Okay. Browns in Seattle. Say it on three. 1, 2, 3. Seattle. That one's kind of obvious.
Lumen Field.
If Nick Chubb is in, that's a different story, potentially.
No.
Bengals at San Francisco. 3, 2, 1.
No, I'm kidding. It's San Francisco.
I was going to say San Francisco. The Bengals are on fraud watch. After this week, they'll be 3-4, the worst in their division.
All right.
Chiefs, Broncos in Denver. 3, 2, 1. Broncos. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to win.
No, I'm being serious. I think the Broncos will win this game.
He's got a pretty big smile on his face. I don't think he's being 100% serious.
I think the Chiefs. I was originally going to say the Chiefs. I'm saying the Broncos now. I think the Broncos are going to win this game.
With Russell Wilson. Let's ride.
People forget how good he was.
Yes, I absolutely remember how good he was. I also know how terrible he is. Big difference. He was probably the best quarterback Seattle's ever had. One of the best quarterbacks in the league's history. Top 20, probably. I've never sat down and wrote it out, but probably in the top 20, top 25.
Here's what they got going on. Russell Wilson.
Who's horrible.
Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy. They're all good.
Not Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson is good.
Russell Wilson might be one of the worst quarterbacks in the AFC.
He is an NFL quarterback.
He might be one of the worst. He's great compared to you and me, but compared to other NFL quarterbacks, he's horrible.
Sam Howell.
I take, who's the guy in Arizona?
Joshua Dobbs.
I take Joshua Dobbs.
He's actually been good.
Yeah, I know. I would right now take Joshua Dobbs, the career backup, over Russell Wilson.
He's.
I mean, when you lose your starting spot to Geno Smith, that says something about the person.
He didn't lose his starting spot to Geno Smith. They traded him to the Broncos.
Because they thought Geno Smith would be a better option.
He wanted out, and he was going to go to Philadelphia, and then he said...
I'm very, very glad he didn't.
I think it's a different story.
Exactly, the different story ends with us being 8-9, missing the playoffs, instead of Jalen Hurts being an MVP caliber type player, taking us to the Super Bowl, and getting the highest paid player in NFL history.
For about 2 weeks. And Joe Burrow, and then Lamar.
And we'd also be horrible right now. Russell Wilson is a bottom 5 quarterback in the league today.
I wouldn't say that, but let's move on.
Who's worse?
Kyler Murray.
And?
Actually, I'm not saying that. Kyler Murray's good. Bryce Young. Sam Howell. I don't like Kirk Cousins, but I think
he's not a bottom 5 quarterback. Most people have him in the top 10.
He's mediocre. Ritter.
Desmond Ritter. Okay, that's 3.
I'm trying to think of other bad teams. Hold on, let me look at my list. Justin Fields
is not worse. Maybe.
Right now he is, but future I would take it.
I thought, I'm sure everybody remembers me saying this. In the beginning of the year, I thought Justin Fields was going to be a sneaky MVP type player.
I thought he was going to be MVP.
I don't know if I said MVP, but I thought he was going to be in the running for sure.
Oh, I have another one. Derek Carr.
I don't know if Derek Carr is worse than Russell
Wilson.
I
have not heard anything about him.
I don't think Derek Carr is worse than Russell Wilson.
Okay. Well, let's just finish up these picks because it's about time we got to go.
Bengals, Niners we did, Chiefs, Broncos we did.
Baltimore, Arizona.
In Arizona, in the desert. I hate Arizona with a passion right now. So, Baltimore.
Arizona.
Okay, bud. Okay.
I think Joshua Dobbs will pull it out.
Chicago. Yeah, Joshua Dobbs is going to play out against Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and Roquan Smith is going to bury Joshua Dobbs deep in the underbelly of the Arizona Cardinals Stadium.
Okay. Chicago at LA Chargers.
No, I'm just kidding. Chargers.
8:20 p.m. And then
Raiders at Lions. I really thought the Raiders were going to be good this year, and I was really wrong. So, the Lions. The Lions are also another sneaky team. They've been pretty solid this season.
I'll take Las Vegas. But that's about all the time we have, folks. That's all the Philly news we have for today. But tune in next Wednesday for episode 4 of Broad Street Banter. I'm John Claffee. This is Sean Drosnock. Thank you for listening to Broad Street Banter. Have a good week, everyone.